All right, so here's the thing. So when you're planning a project with Bolt or Lovable or VO or anything that you V0, anything that you want to really plan it out first. And if you don't have experience with that, you can always go to another chat option and ask to do that. So for example, think of me if I just go into Bolt and I want to create an alert bar generator and just start coding it out. It's going to come up with things and not really have planned everything out. But what I did was actually typed this. And again, this is going to be free. So this can actually help you plan it for free before you start using credits. If you're on the Bold free plan or the Lovable free plan, you only get 5 chats a day. So it can be very frustrating to build. And that's why I really encourage you to pick one and grab a paid plan. But even if you're on the free plan or even if you're on the paid plan, this is going to save you so much headache because of planning it out. So basically, I said I wanted to create an alert bar generator to allow clicks and opt-ins, a few different options of styles. There's going to be a free and a paid version. I want to integrate with SendFox and Kit versus API. What do I need to plan out before starting to build on Bolt? And so basically what it does was it clarifies this. So it looks at all the user flows and everything, right? And so me even just reading this, I'm going to have a better idea of how to start going and starting my project. So it talks about the main functionality. I can go back and forth with Perplexity here. And it talks about the user segments. What I would do is I would take this all and put this in a Craft document. Now, I use Craft. I don't use Notion. I really love Craft. And it also has a free plan, but it's just so much better, in my opinion, personally. And I'll put a link where you can check that out, of course. But it's going to break it down into user segments. So I want to think about these user segments as I'm going through this. And then it talks about the user experience and access. So even me just looking at this, I'm going to have a better idea of what I want to do. So web application, and then it's going to recommend Netlify, and then onboarding, it's going to talk about that. So it just reminds me, okay, simple sign up flow. So that's going to be a prompt I can use when I'm coding. Do a simple sign up flow so people can log in with Google. Guided setup for the alert bar. So when someone logs in, kind of tool tips to get them going on the process. So now it's mentioning a dashboard, right? So I never thought, okay, yeah, dashboard, really important, but what do I want to have on it? Now I can see this and I can plan each of these. And when I copy this over into Craft, I can flesh out all these different ideas and make it a little bit better. And so it's going to say feature planning, so a live preview, font selector, placement, top, bottom of page, link or opt-in, and then integrations, SendFox API and Kit API. I wouldn't have thought of this, but you can add leads or tags to Kit lists. So if the person's already on your Kit, you can add another tag to it. So that's interesting as well. And people, obviously, they'll need to connect their accounts via their API keys. So they need to put that in. Analytics, track views, and then testing. And so it's talking about this in a way that a programmer would think. And probably you can even add that I'm not a programmer. What do I need to plan it out? So it's talking about the front end, because again, if you're a programmer, you're going to think front end, okay, is how it looks. And then the back end is the authorization and Superbolt and all that stuff. So database, and then deployment's not really difficult with Bolt or Lovable. And it's also going to talk about Stripe integration. So it's going to give me a reminder here to look at the API, and I can get those links ready so that I can feed them into Bolt or whatever I'm using to do this. Also, this is an interesting concern. So it mentions about storing them securely, never expose them client side. So that's something that Bolt might do by accident. And I like this as well. So it basically said prioritize features for MVP, which is a minimum viable product. So basically the core alert bar, basic integrations, basic analytics, and one integration. And then also plan out the free versus paid plan logic. You want to do that before going back and trying to add that in later. And then these things you can add later, more analytics, more fonts, different integrations, and A/B testing. And so what it's going to do here is going to give me a sample prompt, right? It's going to cover some of these things that I might not have put in here. A dashboard, I use a clean modern UI. And of course you can custom recommend it to use certain fonts or a certain layout, like the bento layout that's really popular with Apple. and you can refine it. So I just wanted to record this video, just a short video to help you guys understand that you want to pre-plan and pre-prompt before you just jump into Bolt. I know it's really fun to just jump in and start going, but definitely give this a try and let me know if this helps your workflow in any way.